In this video, I'm going to take you through a list of 20 adjectives that as a silent herald will be useful for you to know when signing court, as these are words that come up fairly frequently. All right, here we go. Good, bad, right, wrong, big, small, hard, easy, strong and brave, two words, same sign, responsible, smart, stubborn, persistent, inspiring, cool, fun, funny, kind or gentle, nice, wow, fancy, beautiful, awesome. All right, let's go through those again with a little bit more detail. For the sign good, hold your non-dominant hand out, touch your dominant hand to the front of your mouth, and bring them down to touch. There are a couple of different ways to make the sign good. This one is the one that I feel shows the most difference between other similar looking signs, so it makes it a little bit easier to recognize. If you know a different version, that's cool, use that. But for instructional purposes, this is the version of good that I'm going to teach. The sign for bad starts the same way as good. Hold your hand in front of your mouth, bring it down a little bit, then twist and push away. To make the sign for right, point both of your index fingers, and then stack your hands so that your fingers are perpendicular to one another. For the sign for wrong, make a Y hand shape, twist it around, and tuck it under your chin. The sign for big is holding your hands parallel to one another, no wider than shoulder width. If you get too big, it gets a little bit too exaggerated and it slows down your signing. The sign for small is the same thing, except you bring your hands in close. To make the sign for hard, it's similar in look to the sign for right. Take two V hand shapes, bend them down, and then stack your hands so that your fingers are perpendicular to one another. The sign for easy is holding your non-dominant hand out in front of you, take your dominant hand and brush your fingers. To make the sign for strong or brave, touch your shoulders and pull up into fists. The sign for responsible is both of your fingertips, or both sets of fingertips on both hands, touching your shoulder. Right or left shoulder does not matter. I tend to default to left because I am left-handed. Go on the side that's most comfortable for you. For smart, take your middle finger, touch your forehead, and then flip your wrist and push away slightly. The sign for stubborn is to make an open hand like this, touch your thumb to the side of your forehead, and bend your fingers down a couple of times. The sign for persistent starts with a truncated version of the sign for stubborn. Only bring your hands down once, then bring your thumbs together to form sort of a tent shape and push forward. The sign for persistent is actually a combination sign. It blends the signs for stubborn and continuing together. So you have stubborn, which then lends itself to persistent. Inspired or inspiring is done by holding your hands in closed fists in front of your body and then popping your fingers open. This is also the sign for the phrase bursts into flame. It relates to how somebody can catch the fire of inspiration or be inspired by flames of brilliance or what have you. It's a very metaphorical sign. The sign for cool is done by making an X finger shape, tucking it under your chin, and twisting. The sign for fun is one finger that touches your nose and then touches the top of your other non-dominant pointer finger. To make the sign for funny, as in a funny person, exact same motion, but you use two fingers on both hands. So fun is one hand, funny is two fingers on both hands. The sign for kind or gentle is done by holding your non-dominant hand out, palm facing down, and then you stroke the top of your hand. The sign for nice, especially when used in the phrase nice to meet you, is the same motion, but you flip your palm up. So we have kind or gentle and nice. The sign for wow is an open 5-hand shape that you shake next to your face like you're trying to fan yourself and cool yourself off because the thing that's making you go wow is so hot. The sign for fancy is another open 5-hand shape. Touch your thumb to the middle of your chest and wiggle your fingers. The sign for beautiful is a hand that swipes in front of your face. And the sign for awesome is the motion of raising the roof. All right, let's go through all of those again. Good, bad, right, wrong, big, small, hard, easy, strong or brave, responsible, smart, stubborn, persistent, inspiring, cool, fun, funny, kind or gentle, nice, wow, fancy, beautiful, awesome. That's a lot of words, but if you can learn and memorize as many of those as you can, it will really help you in your work as a silent herald.